Kalimera.
Kalimera.
We are Martin and
Anke.
Best regards here from Greece. We are at the island Kefalonia, so we are anchoring here in a little bay. We have the bow anchor out and 2 stern lines, and it's really safe, great place here, very idyllic. And we are taking the opportunity to introduce our comeback, an Amel Mango, which we bought a few months ago in Turkey, but it was quite a process to find her.
It took us 4 months, and it was the 12th ship we looked at, and we are very, very happy with this one because it has so many features we are very pleased with.
Absolutely, it's so well equipped, but we come to that later. We will do a room tour. I will talk about the technique and the equipment here on board, and also I grabbed out or took out some of the initial brochures, so we have a look on the dimensions here on board. But before we do that, a little bit on the history. So this boat is 35 years old, has been built in 1989. The first owner was an Englishman. He had the boat at the English Channel Islands and sailed there for a few years, as far as I understand. Then in the middle of the 90s, he relocated this boat to Cyprus, and that was a moment in time when VAT was paid for the boat, which is very good, and that is all documented. And then the boat was sailed here in the Mediterranean Sea, Cyprus, Turkey, Greece. And then unfortunately the first owner passed away, and his son inherited the boat and didn't do much with it, so just maintained it and kept it in good conditions. And then sometimes he sold it. A Dutch sailor bought this Mango, and he also sailed in the same area for some years until his daughter and her partner took over, and we bought the boat from them a few months ago. So the boat hasn't really used heavily, hasn't done many nautical miles. We will see that on the hour meter of the engine and the generator, but let's start with a general overview of our comeback. Here are some of the brochures as they were issued at the time when our Mango was built. So the shipyard is Amel, based in La Rochelle, France. At that time they had 3 product lines: Sharky, Maramu and Mango. All 3 are catches. 1 technique, 1 quality. So Sharky is a little bit longer than 39 feet. Maramu was 48 feet. And the Mango 53 feet. And at that time Amel was advertising with their quality. So the hull is 1-piece cellular construction. We can see here the iron ballast keel. So it's a moderate long keeler. And also here, that's very important, especially for me it was important to have a Skeckhang rudder. And Amel was advertising that it is so incredibly strong it can support the vessel's entire weight, so the rudder area. Yeah, here's a helm, and this feature is very interesting. So this is a door to the front area, the head and the cabin there, and this door can be closed and watertight sealed. That means if there's a leakage in that area, you keep the water away from the rest of the boat. Or if it is the other way around, you keep enough air in that area, and maybe it helps that it doesn't sink completely. Yeah, very interesting. And here's the brochure of our Mango. Yeah, here they say 52 feet. Designers Amel and Carteau. And these are one of the features here. So the Amel pole system which we used once, but takes a little effort to set it up, but we could do that. I think it was our first time we did it. So what you also can see here is that the layout was slightly different. So it was brown here, the artificial teak deck that has changed over the years here on board. And what we also see here is electric furling system for the Genoa, and also here electric furling for the mainsail. But that's how it looked at the time. Yeah, that is a style late in the 80s. A lot of that has changed as well on board. Some examples of the Amel technique and tricks, and we will see that how it is set up here on board. That's how they thought long distance cruising would be. Also interesting here, the basing ladder can be converted to a gangway. Very interesting. Yeah, let's have a look on the blueprints. I think they are original. So what we can see here is the hull form. So it's a moderate long keeler, and that's the propeller on the shaft, and that's the skeg and the rudder here. Yeah, and here's the deck's layout with the hatches in the fore cabin that is in the head, and those two are in the salon. This one here is in the stern cabin, and here's the center cockpit. Let's have a look on this blueprint with some data as well. So length overall 53 feet. So length waterline 51 feet, so that's 12.5 meters for those who are metric. Then beam 14 feet and an inch, that's 4.3 meters. Draft 2.05 meters. Bridge clearance 62.3, that's about 19 meters. Yeah, and some other things here. This displacement, that's 17 tons full, 14 tons empty. The ballast here, that is 5.8 tons. Then the sail area, as you can see here, all those data. Maximum sail area 1,615 square feet. That's about 150 square meters. Mainsail 366 square feet. That is 34 square meters. Jib area 775. That is 72 square meters. The mizzen sail is 14 square meters. Then the ballooner, that's a special sail which is on board. That is a little bit larger than the Genoa. 818 square feet, 76 square meters. That is running on the same rail as the Genoa, so it can be pulled up there. And then it's set butterfly wing on wing when you are sailing downwind. And for that you need both Amel poles to both sides. So the engine, Perkins 80 horsepower, and he has different speeds. So normal speed 8.3, economical speed 7.2, maximum speed 9 knots under power. Fuel capacity 217 US gallons. That is 821 liters. And then different ranges. So if you really drive economically, the maximum range is about 1,200 nautical miles. Water capacity 396 gallons. That is 1,500 liters, which is quite convenient. Yeah, let's have a look on the rest here. So this one is a crosscut. This is a cross section in the middle of the ship. This is a ballast keel, and here in that area is a water tank, giving the weight in the right place. So that's a layout here from the top. So here's a watertight door, as we have seen in the other brochure. The bow cabin, the head, the salon, the U-shaped galley. Here's a diesel tank at starboard, 127 US gallons. That is 481 liters, and 90 gallons port side. That is 340 liters. Here's the head, and here's the owner's cabin. And last but not least, that is a good overview from my standpoint on the layout as well. What we see here, here's a water tank, here's an iron keel which is bolted under the engine, the shaft, the propeller, the skeg, the rudder, and here's the center cockpit. Yeah, there was a lot of data, but I thought it was important, and also having a look on the blueprints and the cross sections. Now we are here in the center cockpit. This actually is anchor mode or living mode, let's put it this way. When we are sailing it looks a little bit different. So this one is for moving the traveler. Here's the sign, so Amel Mango number 79. In total they built 80, so that's the last one before the last. Built in 1989. Navigation category 1, which means it's the highest, so absolutely seaworthy. 10-15 people. Yeah, we like it, it's very nice. Obviously when we are sailing we are moving away the table and the cushions as well. This one is a mizzen mast, and here is a mizzen sail which is furled in, and here we have 4 winches. So on my last boat I had 4 winches in total, and here we have 4 here on the mizzen mast, then 6 on the main mast, and 1 here at the stern, which is an electrical one, but we see that later. What I also very much like is here the hardtop, which gives protection against sunshine, because we are predominantly cruising in the subtropical, tropical areas, and then it's very good when you are sheltered from the sun. You are sheltered from the rain as well. As an additional option to the net version per Zenning, we have also a winter version with plastic windows, which is quite convenient when it's a little bit colder outside. Yeah, we like it very much here. And now we have a look at the helm station here. This is a helm station, and most of the things I can control and operate from here. And also have a good view to the bow. When the life raft, which is here in the container midship, when that is gone, it's even a little bit better. And I will show now what can be done from here. This is the panel for the engine. Here are the rounds per minute, oil pressure, cooling water temperature, starter battery voltage, power meter, Raymarine chart plotter, and here's another Raymarine unit mixed with an older BNG system which is still operating, so that is something I want to change. Maybe keeping that, but I need to add the wind here, so I don't have the wind. The autopilot is running here with the Raymarine autopilot computer. Here in this area, this is for the anchor, so down and up. This is the anchor wash. I can switch on, so there's a pump which is pumping salt water, seawater, and then I can wash the chain whilst I'm here with the anchor. This one is for the mainsail, so furled into the mast, in, out, and this one is to get the mainsail trimmed, so this one is moving it in, this one is moving it to the stern, and this one is a jib, electrically furled in and out. This one is a bow thruster, at the moment not operating. There's something defect, but an electrician is working on that, has ordered some parts. This one is for moving it down, moving it up, and yeah, compass. And here's a USB port, so I usually have my Navionics app running on the iPad as well. That's how it is looking here in the center cockpit, and now we are going to the bow and have a look on the different things here on deck. It's a lovely spot here, and during the day some smaller boats are coming and people are swimming. Last night we were completely alone, the night before there was another sailing yacht. It's a lovely spot. Very hot here, so the forecast says 40 degrees Celsius, and I don't think it will be that hot here because there's a little breeze going through the bay. But yes, it's summer in Greece, July now, and yes, it is quite hot, but we are very often in the water and cooling down. Now we have a look here on deck, and we start here at the bow. Here are the 2 foresails. Here's the jib, and that is the electrical furling motor to furl it in and out. So that has 72 square meters, And this one is a second ship, so for more wind, 30 square meters, and this is a self-tagging sail and goes up here to the mast, and that is used at higher winds, obviously, wind force 6 and above. This is the electrical windlass, 1000 watt. The chain is rather small, 8 millimeters, 70 meters long. We will change that. The anchor itself seems to be very good because it's usually holding very well. This is the Amel pole system. So the small units are getting in here to the mast, and the bigger one is attached to the small one. 6 winches here at the mast and main mast, and 4 at the mizzen mast. But they're needed here to operate the Amel pole system. This electrical furling motor to furl in and out the mainsail, and this is a motor to operate here this sprocket or wheel or pulley, and that is for moving in and out the mainsail. Don't like it that much. Why don't I like that? Yeah, the problem is when you sail in light wind, then obviously you have a little belly in the mainsail, and then the wind picks up and gets a little bit stronger, and then you need to tighten the underleach of the mainsail here. Then sometimes here the friction is not big enough, and this one is turning without moving here this line. Yeah, maybe I can improve that a little bit. I mean, the tension is probably not sufficient enough, but if that was operated manually by a winch, then obviously I wouldn't have a problem. But let's see. I think I need to do a little bit here to improve that situation. 4 hatches here. This one is the fore cabin, this one is the head, and 2 for the salon. This is the old Viking life raft, which will be removed. At the moment I don't have a better place to store it, so it stays here. This one is the traveler here for the line to lift the boom. Yeah, solar panels. In total we have 1190 watt peaks. So here on the hardtop, the Dodger, and here over the Davids. This one here is our center cockpit again. This is the sun deck. Very nice, we like it. Here's the mizzen sail furled in, operated manually, but very easy. And yeah, here are the davits, the passerelle, which is operated electro-hydraulic. Yeah, then the strong davits, very strong davits. And here solar panels as well. This is our on-deck shower. Starlink here. I can switch it on. Let me get that down. Yeah, it's very convenient. It's probably not the final solution. We just connected the host to here, but yeah, maybe we keep it. It's not too bad. It doesn't disturb here. Yeah, here we have the net. Oh, very nice. And here's the hose, which goes here to the deck shower. Yeah, this is a little barbecue. We haven't used that. This is a little line, rescue line. I like the fender holders. We have 4 fenders, and maybe if I get them somewhere, I will put another 2 in here, and then we have all fenders here stored like that. This is our dinghy, high field CL260, and the outboarder is a Tohatsu 9.8 horsepower, 4-stroke. Here's a little crane, which was initial supply. Here with the boat to lift the outboarder. This is the bussing ladder. I really like that very much. Up there is a radar and the pneumatic horn. Now we are going downstairs, having a look on the pantry and the salon. But before we have a look here, those are the 2 tanks, port side and starboard. So port side half full, means 170 liters, and starboard, yeah, 3/4 means 360 liters. So in total at the moment we have 530 liters of diesel. High water alarm in the bilge area. This is a Westerbeke generator. At the moment 626 hours in total. So this one is the bilge pump, automatic bilge pump. That's the old sea fresh water maker, which I didn't put back into operations. I'm looking for another solution. Here's a battery monitor, 76% at the moment, 600 ampere hours lithium. Still running, so the solar panel is providing at the moment 26-25 amps. EPIRB. This one is for the water, so 1,500 liters total capacity, or almost 400 US gallons. So at the moment we are at 1,100 liters. So Uncle will show us the pantry.
Yeah, obviously our galley is not 35 years old. The previous owner has changed it some years ago, and I'm very happy with it. We have many possibilities to storage the goods. There's a, like at home, a Saran cooking field with 4 plates. In the case that we have no power, we even have gas. So there is another storage for oil and other stuff. Yeah. And what's very, very nice, all over in the boat we have the little
fans.
Also,
yeah,
fans.
I like our galley as well. So what else do we have here? So 12-volt control panel. Here's a 220-volt control panel. Yeah, the spices are here. And here's a 220-volt distribution. So we have 3 possible options. So one is the generator, then when we are in the marina we have the shore power, and then we have the inverter. At the moment we are running on the inverter, not consuming a lot. This one is here, the fuse for the ceramic hob, and AC is air conditioning. It's this unit. Let's switch it on. So that unit is sitting here. Yeah, it's running up, not much power yet. And the cold air gets distributed through the whole boat via hoses, which are here and going up to the bow and to the stern. So we have 2 ends here, and one in the head and one in the bow cabin, and also in the owner's cabin and the owner's head. So 33 degrees down there. Yeah, now it's getting started. So yeah, we see a lot of power going out here. Let's check that here. Yeah, 119 amps, 120 amps going out. Yeah, so we don't have so much power. I switch it off. Okay. Here's microwave and oven that's sitting here. I really like that. So sometimes heating up a dish from the previous day, which is very convenient. And here's a water maker, which is not in operation. So I really like this salon. Here's a big television screen. I never wanted a television screen on board. However, now it's installed. I'm actually using it because when I'm cutting the videos, it's a very helpful tool. So yeah, works good. It's also good for quality control at the end. Yeah, here we have some covers. So really not much in yet. So some cables for cameras. Here's empty. This one can be converted to a bunk by just moving the backrest to the other side. Here we have our china. It's very spacious and everything is stored in here, very safe. Cups and plates, etc. Another fan here. Let's move to the head here. I've done some changes here, installed a Sunny Marine 31 electrical toilet and the sink. Behind here is a black water tank with 80 liters, that's about 21 US gallons. What we don't like so much is this old-fashioned cover here. Maybe at some point of time we change that, but we are not sure. But it's good also for showering here. And this is the bow cabin. 2 bunks here, plenty of cupboards. Here's a picture from Jambo on the last cruise. Here also cupboards, plenty of space here. And here you can move down a table, so actually someone can sit here with a laptop and work if she or her likes. And here's a bow thruster, which at the moment is not working, but parts are ordered, so let's wait for the electrician and hope he gets it fixed. Here is the access to the anchor locker. So that's how it looks. Quite spacious. Yeah, most of the chain is out. The lying surface can be extended and 2 lee boards are available as well. So let's have a look here. So that is here navigation lights, and here's a cupboard behind, but we're not looking into that area. So here's the seal at the door, so we can seal the front area so it's watertight. And here's the first hole, here's the other hole, and then we tighten the door against the seal with the bars as we have seen on the picture. So what else do we have? Also deep cupboards. That's our medical locker. Here's our documentation. Here's some books. So also here I have my tools. So they're all battery powered now. So I had to buy it all completely new. Here we have some water stored. What we also like very much is that you can hold yourself when the yacht is heeling in several positions here, and that's very strong and stable. This bench can be pulled up and someone can sit here as well. And yeah, here's a freezer. Let me open that. I had to remove the upholstery, and then we can open it here. Oh, that's quite convenient. So I had used it over the last few weeks, but now we are running it empty to de-ice it, because we can see here a lot of ice there, so it's time for that. But very useful. So I'll put back. So that was this area. We continue here. So here's a chart desk. Yeah, a very old VHF. Some USB ports here which we are using. Yeah, the first pictures here on board. Here we have our shoes. This is our bread baking machine, which we take out when we are baking a bread. Let's see. Here's a washing machine. Yeah, here we are getting to the owner's area. Here's another bunk. Yeah, we call it pilot bunk just for ourselves. And this board can be put up, so even when the yacht is heeling, someone can sleep here. Yeah, here are some little cupboards as well, so not much in Here's some water. Here are the controllers for the solar panels, 2 of them. And this one is a charger when we have shore power. This is access to the engine compartment. Up there we are opening the door and then we can see a little bit more. Yeah, we have a look later.
Yeah, please follow me to the owner's cabin. Oh, here's another cupboard which I like because it's for the winter jackets, which you don't need at the moment. Yeah, here the owner's cabin. Very comfortable with many lockers for all stuff we have. Here and here. And same here, we have another possibility for all the stuff. And I like this cabin.
And a nice makeup table.
Yeah, that's true. Here's our hat, a small one, but it's very nice. Offers a lot of space too.
I built this little covered locker. So first of all, this Sunny Marine 31 electrical toilet was put in by me as well, and then I put this locker in because it was completely open and we could see the exhaust hoses from the generator and from the engine. But it's nice, so we like that hat, really good. What we also see here is that it is not as spacious or wide as you would expect on a 53-foot yacht. Modern design, so this is a classical design from '89, and the stern is rather narrow, and that's the reason why it is small but nice and cozy. We like it. What you also might have noticed is that this is very dark here. So we covered this one here with a sun blocker. So it's a little plastic in here, both sides here and over there, to keep the sun out, and that is really improving the climate here. The temperatures are a little bit down. We have July in Greece, so it's very hot during the day.
Yeah, that's my favorite cupboard, which offers a lot of space. Obviously, most of them.
Yeah.
Mine.
From here to there is mine. Yeah, it's fun.
So we can close it here. That's it.
Now I'm showing the engine compartment. For that we need to remove the cockpit table and open the door. I've removed the cockpit table, which is an easy job. So I just connect it here, and here it is. And now I can open here the door to the engine compartment, and here it is. Easy access here to the engine compartment. This one is a Perkins engine, and this one is a Westerbeek generator. And now we're having a detailed look. This is a 12-volt main panel. This one is for the generator to switch between the different options. This one is for the engine, and some main fuses here as well. Let's have a look around here. This is a water filter for the engine and for the generator. Here's another filter which is for the air conditioning. This is the 220 volt seawater pump for the air conditioning system. And the other pump for the water maker is missing here. This is a bilge pump. Here's a freshwater system. This one is a hot water tank. Yeah, hopefully I never have to change that. It's quite large. This one is a buffer for the freshwater system, freshwater pump. So I have to turn around to the other side. Here are the two pre-pumps for the diesel fuel system, and I can change with that switch between both of them, and that supplies the diesel to the engine but also to the generator. Here we have the pipes from the center cockpit to get rid of the water there, and they are running through the complete boat and are ending in the hull outside. One at starboard, one at port side. Here we can see that from the outside, so we took those pictures when the boat was out of the water after the sea trial. Here we can see the Skeckhang rudder and the propeller. Yeah, it's very hot, so yeah, so I took off my shirt. Fortunately, we are here for a couple of days at anchorage and the engine is cool. If we had just arrived and then being here, it would be even hotter. Now we are closing this. Now I'm putting back the table. So I need to cool down in the sea and then we continue. Anke is on the sub and I go swimming. Oh, that was good. I think Anke and I have shown a lot here on board, almost everything. There are a few things outstanding which we do afterwards. But I would like to cover a few other points as well. We bought this boat 4 months ago in Turkey, and we sailed away from Turkey a couple of months ago, so we are using the boat for 2 months now. We have done about 900 nautic miles. Yeah, most of that unfortunately under engine because there was not much wind. The engine hours were increased during that time by more than 170, so we took over with 2,139 hours, and at the moment we have 2,311. Yeah, that's quite a lot, but yeah, we are using the boat more intensively than it was used before. Let's have a look on the energy concept here. So we haven't changed anything, so it is all as it was when we bought it. So we have 1190 watt peaks here. On one end here over the Davids, and then here over the Dodger house and hardtop. We have a Victron charger, solar charger for those panels, and we have a different charger here for the other panels, so we can see exactly what is produced by the solar panels over the Davids. That is about 4 kilowatt hours per day at the moment in July in Greece. Yes, are no rainy days and yeah, almost no clouds, rarely clouds, so those are very good conditions, and I think we are not at the maximum, but almost at the maximum with that. And the other ones I estimate with 2 kilowatt hours per day, which gives us 6 kilowatt hours, which sounds a lot, but we have seen in the galley that we have high power consumers, ceramic hob cooking field, and yeah, one of them is taking 2 kilowatts, and if you have 2 running, then everything is collapsing. Yes, I've had to advise Anke to run one, and then yeah, obviously we need to cook one after the other. The battery bank has 600 ampere hours lithium, which sounds a lot, but if you look at the consumers here, that's rather small, so there's room for improvement. When you buy a boat 35 years old, not everything is 35 years old here on board, but a lot of things, then you expect that something fails, you have a breakdown. And we had a few over the last 4 months. The first one was even in Kemmer, when our Smoot here, Klaus, was here on board, and I showed him how to operate the mainsail that goes in and out here by just pressing the buttons, and just wanted to move it out, and then it stopped. So I had to move it back in manually. It took me a few hours to find the fault. Fortunately, it was a switch. Here it's a control panel, and I could find the right switch and could change that. Second problem was a cooling problem with the engine. So I heaved the anchor, and then there was just white steam coming out of the exhaust. And so I stopped it and checked it. So the cooling water was blocked. There must be some seagrass or some weed sitting there. So I was flushing it against that direction, and then I got it free. And then I was running it, but still no water, because the impeller got the rest. It was really very bad. And afterwards, when I changed the impeller, it was much more water running through, which is a little bit of a surprise for me, because the previous owner told me that the engine and the generator had a complete maintenance, in January. Yeah, maybe someone did it for them, and he didn't change the impeller. That's at least how it looks like. So what was the next one? The next one was that I couldn't switch off the engine. So you have a stop button here, but it didn't work. But I could find it. So there was a little rope between the magnetic switch and the switch which is terminating the diesel into the engine. So that was broken. It took me a couple of days to find it. So I was checking the manual. There was nothing to find. But then in some forums I checked, and at the end I found it. So it was quite a way, because I mean it's all not familiar to me. On the old boat I was doing maintenance on my engine and this and that, so I was quite familiar with it, but here a few things are new, so I need to get into the things. But I got that fixed and got that running. And the next which happened was that the bow thruster stopped working just when I was docking in Previtsa a few weeks ago. Yeah, those are the few things which were broken down, and we get hopefully the bow thruster, we get that fixed very soon. Now I would like to show you all the lockers here on board and a few other things here. We go to the bow and have a look. I've opened them all four. Here at port side you can look to the bottom, so you get an impression how deep it is. We have the cans for the fuel for the dinghy here, dinghy gas, and beneath is a stand-up paddle, second one that was on board here, and 80-meter anchor line and our water hose. Here's another line for anchoring, and here fenders and lines. Beneath here is the anchor locker. Now we are going into the cockpit. I've opened up all those lockers here, and we are starting with this one. Here we have 2 life jackets. In total we have 6 of those on board. It is a Plastimo Pilot 165, which we had on board of Jambo before, and we're very pleased with those. And here's the life raft. I will pull it out. This is the Plastimo Transocean 4, the same life raft which rescued me in the South Atlantic. I've decided here for a back version against a container, and it's nicely stored here in the locker, and if needed I can throw it overboard from here, but I hope I won't need it second time. Zurück. Here's another locker, so same depth as the other one, and here are lots of lines, and here's a pneumatic motor, the pump for the horn. Here's the old water maker, which will move out And as you can see, here's a pump, lots of space there, by the way. And here is snorkeling equipment. Here's a bag for the sub. Oh, that's a little ladder to get in and out in the dinghy when we are swimming. Here is another cover sheet for the windscreen when it's too hot, so yeah, we could use it today. And that is a shore power cable, and then a fender step. Yes, the freeboard is much higher here. If the swimming ponton is rather low, then we might need that. Plenty of space here, really good. And here the Webasto heater is placed. So here we can see one of the large hoses, and the air gets distributed through the boat. So we have shown what we could show so far, but this is a sailing yacht, so we want to show sailing as well. Tomorrow we heave the anchor and hopefully we have some wind, and then we continue.